Hi, welcome to another episode of Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner, technically challenged every once in a while. Sorry about that. I'm the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. And I help my clients to see healing from a completely different perspective so they can start taking their health and their lives back into their own hands. Today, I wanted to talk about there is only healing. Now, that may sound a little weird, but stick with me. Listen to what I have to say, because everything is energy. Everything that is comes from the all that is, from source itself. So source, just like water, is always seeking its own balance. Everything that is seeking home, source. Just like water always seeks its own level, source energy always seeks its own level as well. So everything in all of creation is on their process of returning to or remaining in alignment with source, with the highest aspect of itself. So each and every one of us here in physical form, we are all in the process of seeking our highest self, our most pristine version of self. Our bodies are always seeking their most pristine version of self as well, which is the process of healing, right? If we fall down, we scrape our knee, what's going to happen? Well, the body is going to spring into action. The body is going to, first, it's going to bleed, and it's going to clear out any debris that may have gotten caught in that place where we scraped our knee on the sidewalk, right? So the blood serves a purpose for cleansing. Then the next part, the body sends in its little neurosurgeons, and they start building a scab so that they build that covering, and then they can start rebuilding the skin underneath the scab. Then once those little neurosurgeons called bacteria and viruses, right? Those little bacteria are the body's construction crew. Once they build the scab over the top, then they start building the skin underneath. And as they rebuild the skin underneath, they build it a little thicker than it was before. So that if you fall and scrape your knee again, there'll be more chance that it won't have as big of an impact as it did the first time. The skin may not break as easily or scrape as easily, right? The body builds in extra protection. It builds itself back even better. So anytime we have a trauma, whether it's a physical trauma like falling down and scraping our knee, or whether it's an energetic trauma, somebody has accused us of something or scolded us or yelled at us or shamed us or blamed us, right? A trauma. These are energetic traumas. These are impacts. These are things that impact us. They impact our energy field. They don't directly impact visibly the physical body, but they do impact our energy field, and we do feel the impact, right? If somebody shames us or blames us or gets angry at us, bam, bam, and they throw that anger energy or that guilt or shame at us, we feel the impact of that. It doesn't feel good. We feel triggered, right? The trigger is simply the body's response. It's how we know that that energy is in our energy field. So what happens once that impact happens and it throws us off balance? Well, we need to regain our balance because everything is always seeking balance. But if we get thrown off balance, and that fear or that guilt or that shame, that whatever it is, sticks to us in our energy field, now we've got, instead of having a pure, pristine, clear energy field, now we have this thing that has thrown us off balance. And now we're stuck with that thing that's thrown us off balance because we are not trained to see energy, to notice energy that's in our energy field because it's invisible. And we've only been trained that if we can't see it with our physical eyes, then it's not real. It's just our imagination. Well, our imagination is the tool that we use to see the unseen. It's how we see the non-physical stuff. Our physical eyes are for seeing the physical stuff. Our imagination, sometimes called our third eye, our insight, our intuition, that's what we use to see the unseen realms. That's why they say, if you can imagine it, if you can dream it, you can do it. Because if you can dream it or you can imagine it, that means that it's a viable possibility, or it's something that already exists. So if we've gotten knocked off kilter, if we have a disease, or we have a relationship issue or a money issue or anything, we're always in the process of coming back to balance. But if we have a belief about the disease or the money issue or the other person in the relationship issue, whatever, those beliefs are attached to energies. And if we are unwilling to change our belief system, then we're stuck with that belief and we will live out that reality. But we really, truly do not have to. And we don't even, I'm going to say this, but it's going to sound weird. We don't even have to change our beliefs. If we change the energy underneath the belief will change automatically. Sometimes it's really hard to change our beliefs. Oh, but he was mean to me in the past. He's a bad person and he's always going to be a bad person. Well, then that's the lens that we're looking through at that person. And we're going to keep seeing the same vision of that person. But if we clear out the underlying energy of anger or betrayal or whatever that person did, they only did it because they were reflecting the energy that's in our energy field. If we clear out the underlying energy, it sets us both free. And then we, as the being, get to return to balance. Our bodies are always trying to help us return to balance. The body's return to balance is called healing. Healing is when we return ourselves to balance, to back into alignment with who we are as a soul. When we bring ourselves back into alignment with who we are as a soul, everything returns to balance. Our bodies return to balance. Our finances return to balance. Our relationships return to balance. Our entire life starts to return to balance. Healing. This is a constant process. And we are either allowing the healing that is natural to occur, or we have our foot on the brake and we're stopping the process. If we are not willing to look at what is natural, we will never see what's natural. The body heals itself naturally. But we are told that can't happen. Don't look there. Oh, that's just the placebo effect. We're going to give it a name. It's like, oh, that just every once in a while that kind of happens. But here, you need these drugs, you need these pills, you need these protocols. This is where it's at. The pills, the drugs, the protocols, they're not natural. They're not part of nature. And very rarely do they actually offer real healing. Do you ever wonder why there are so many people with chronic illness? It's because they've not gone through the healing process. They haven't allowed nature to take its course. They've been blinded by the programming of this reality. This Earth School is where we come to explore the opposite of who we truly are. We get bumped and banged into and bruised and worn and torn, and it is insult after injury after insult, right? This society that we live in is an inverted society. It's not a natural state. Living at war, living in poverty, living with the constant pressure of climbing to the top of the corporate ladder. These are not natural occurrences. What's actually natural for humanity is for us to live in harmony with the earth and to live at peace with each other, helping each other, gifting to each other, making sure that our family is provided for, that our friends and neighbors are provided for. Like, this is what's actually natural. And we are always seeking to return to that natural state of being. But when we have all of these beliefs about you have to go to the doctor to find out if you're okay, you have to protect yourself from the latest virus or whatever's going around, you have to have a job, you got to work to succeed, life's got to be hard work, you got to put hard work in and then it'll all pay off in the end. What if it ends before you've finished all the hard work? Then how did that pay off? You got to climb your way to the corporate ladder. At whose expense? All of these belief systems are keeping us in an unnatural state, in a state of dis-ease. But as long as we just continue to do what we've been told to do and just follow doctor's orders, do what the government tells us, do what the experts say, we'll keep getting what we've always got. But when we turn our attention inside, and we start to notice what's actually possible for all of us, to return to alignment with our souls, alignment with source. Just like water seeking its own natural balance, we will find our own natural balance. We are beings of light, living in a dark space. We're not here to be consumed by the darkness. We're here to shed light on the darkness and bring it to light, transmute the darkness. The darkness is also seeking its own balance. But the dark and the light are very, very off balance on this planet. The dark and the light should have a mutual balance, just like day and night. The nighttime isn't bad. There's nothing wrong with the darkness. It's perfectly natural. But it needs to be in balance. Even when it's light 24 hours a day in the northern hemisphere during the summer, it balances out by being dark 24 hours a day in the winter. There's always balance. And this is the healing process, is returning to balance. Pills don't do that. Sometimes they can in the very beginning. Like I'm not throwing them all out the window. There is benefit, but not for the rest of your life. Not preventing your body from returning to its own balance. Your body really doesn't need pills in order to return to balance. What we actually need is to look at the energy that's out of balance, because anything that's in the physical world is being generated by energy. The scene that's playing out in front of us, the scene is being generated from the unseen energy. As soon as we start to see energy, to notice it, we can do something about it. We can change it. Energy is easy to transform and transmute. The circumstances of our lives are simply mirroring the energies that are in our own energy field. And when our energy field is out of balance, our life is going to be out of balance to match. It's really, really, really difficult to change circumstances because the circumstances are designed to be exactly as they are. They're not meant to be changed. The energy is meant to be changed. And as soon as you change the energy, the circumstances automatically change because you've moved yourself to a different location, a different neighborhood in the world of energy. So when you move to a different energy frequency, you get a different reality showing up. Everything is energy. This is what this all means. And all energy is trying to resolve itself. It's trying to come back into balance. So healing is happening 24/7. But we've just been taught to look at it as disease or dis-ease in our lives. Bad circumstances. This is terrible. This thing happened. I don't have any money. There's something wrong with my body. There's nothing wrong. We're just using energy to generate these circumstances that we're not aware of, that we're using energy. We're not aware that we're using energy to generate all of the circumstances of our lives. So in order to change any circumstance, we have to change the energy. So in order to heal your body is designed to heal itself. It is always in the process of bringing itself back to balance. It's not being attacked by some disease. It's not what's happening. If you are embodying the energies of fear or doubt or worry or guilt, or I'm not okay and this isn't good and I'm being attacked by a killer disease, those energies and thought patterns are connected. And when you change the energy, the thought patterns change. And when you start to notice energy, you can start to just clear out your energy, rebalance your energy field, and your body will automatically heal itself. It's natural. Healing is natural. Disease is simply a story that we've made up about our bodies. It's not a true story. Every single thing our bodies do, they do with purpose and meaning. If you have a tumor, those extra cells are there for a reason, and a really, really good reason. You're not being attacked by some killer disease. We have to move beyond these limiting beliefs. They're out of balance. They don't feel good. The idea that we're being attacked by cancer doesn't feel very good. And that bad feeling, that's the key, okay? That tells us that it's not true, that that thought pattern is out of balance. It's not true. So healing, that's all there is. There is no such thing as disease. There's no such thing as lack, right? The idea that you can't have money, or there's not enough money, or there's not enough to go around. There's plenty for everyone. When we all work together and we start clearing out these old energies, we start to see through the illusions that are keeping us off balance. The illusions that are keeping us in a state of dis-ease. There's no such thing as disease. There's only healing. Are you ready to heal? Are you ready to see energy and manage your own energy? It's really, really, really simple. It's not complicated in any way, shape, or form, but you just have to be willing. If you're willing, I'm here. This is what I teach my clients. This is how I show my clients how to change every aspect of their life, especially their physical bodies. So if you're struggling with your physical body, please reach out. There's no need to struggle. You can find more at connectingyoutoyou.com. If you are interested, I have a class, my 12-week program called Aligning with Your Radiantly Healthy Self. This class walks you week by week into a whole new layer of consciousness. So you can start seeing from a completely different perspective, and you can start to learn how to manage your energy. So you can see what's actually happening to your body and why things are the way they are in your life. And then you can start sitting in the driver's seat and take control of your energy so that you can take control of your circumstances. It's actually far more simple than we've ever been allowed to know. I'm Lisa Warner. I'm the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. And if you are looking to heal yourself, I can help. Please reach out. You can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Thanks so much for joining me today, everyone. Have a great week. Till next week, create for yourselves a great week. Bye for now.